Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path. Put those glasses up there to avoid the glare. And today I'm going to do my first Flosstube video, and I'm very excited about this. I love Flosstube. I recently found it, and I want to be a part of it too because it's where the cool stitchers hang out. And I also have a couple of quick little book reviews and one book that I didn't finish that I want to tell you about. But let's just jump right in. So the first thing that I want to show you is I'm working on 2 Halloween pieces at the moment, and I want to show you the one that's on my scroll, and I'm going to move this over, and I didn't take it off because it is difficult to get it off. This is a waxing moon design, and I'll put all this in the description box. And see how it says Knee at the top? This is where the Knights of Knee live. Me. We'll see how many people get that joke. Actually, it's gonna say Midnight, get that in focus, Midnight Manor. And it is just so much fun to stitch. I'm using Carriage Black from Gentle Arts, and it's just so much fun to stitch. I'm having a great time. Now the other Halloween project that I'm working on is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? And let me show you how much I've gotten done on that. Let me get out my new project bag, which is simply to die for. I love pink. So I'm going to show you this one. And it says, Away we ride till it's black as pitch, to find the home of the Wicked Witch. It's right here. I'm just kidding, I'm not the Wicked Witch. Sometimes. I think my husband might think I was, but most of the time he doesn't. Now the other thing that I wanted to highlight is my needlepoint, because I've been watching Flosstube for a while and I just don't think that needlepoint gets enough love. So for all you needlepointers out there, this is specifically for you. So I've got 3 needlepoint projects that I want to show you. This first one I've been working on literally for a couple of years. Okay, I'm gonna hide my face for a second, get behind it. Woo! This is an Elizabeth Bradley. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Elizabeth Bradley, you need to be, because she is the premiere of needlepoint kits. This kit cost my mother, she bought it for me, a couple of $100. She is in the company, I believe is based in Wales. And in order to do that needlepoint pattern, you need to learn the Victorian cross stitch, which is basically you're taking one stitch and leading it into another stitch. Instead of making a solitary stitch, it all connects. And the reason, take it back out again, the reason they do that, if I can show you the bottom here, you can see the black on the bottom here, is that the Victorian cross stitch was meant for furniture and like kneelers and churches and everything like that. So it's really tight. There's no space between the stitches. And it should last forever, should I ever get it done. And so that's my Elizabeth Bradley that I love. Now my other 2 that I'm working on, I have a note here. These were gifted to me, so I don't exactly know where they came from, but I think they're from Brevisk Designs, which is Bravosky and Sons. I think I'm pronouncing that right. My mom wouldn't tell me where she got them from, but I know they came from Amazon. So this is the first one, and this is just using, get behind it again. Hope you guys can see that. It's beautiful. Golds and navies and grays. And that one is just using the regular tent or continental stitch. But one of the reasons that I love these so much is because the threads come in these little boxes. Everything you need comes in these little boxes. And they're just as cute as can be, these little boxes, and it keeps everything together. So here is my little box of the one that I'm working on now. And all it says is not to be restocked after unsealing, which I wouldn't do it anyway. But here's all the threads. They're a little messy, but they're all right there, kept together. And I love that little box because I can just throw it in my project bag and take it with me anywhere. And needlepoint, for me, is so relaxing because cross stitch is innovative to me. It's creative because you're taking the pattern and you're implanting it on the fabric that you've decided to use. Cross stitch or needlepoint is easier in that the canvases are painted, and so you're really just doing kind of a paint by number thing. But oh, it's soothing at the end of a long day. It's soothing, people. Here's my third one, and I haven't started it yet. Well, I started a little bit yet. But I love this one so much because it's so happy. Can you see that? Peekaboo. Doesn't it look happy with all the pinks and the yellows and everything? That one, I'm waiting to start on until it gets a little bit colder because I hate the cold. I don't like winter. I don't like the cold and I don't like the dark. And so I'm going to work on that one when I'm a little bit down. And then that will make me happy because I can work on that. So just real quickly, I've got a couple of books here that I want to review. There will be spoilers because I know you got these on your shelf waiting to read them. The first one I talked about in a previous video, and this is the Journal of Professor Abraham von Helsing. And this one, I thought it was a retelling of Dracula. It's not. It's way before that. But it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a quick read. It was fast. They have illustrations. There's a vampire right there before he gets her with the stake. And it was fun. I mean, we're getting into spooky season. You know how much I love my spooky books. So this one, highly recommend for just a quick, fun, silly read. Now this one I loved. Dr. Kildare and the Magic Key. Now, this, member, I pointed out that I thought this was a little pervy, but the book explains it all. So let me just briefly tell you what happens. So there's a baton twirler, and she's at school. I think her name is Susie. And she's at school, and the baseball team is practicing, and they, boop, hit a home run through the glass where she's standing, and it cuts her arm down to her hand. So Dr. Kildare, he has to sew her up. Now the problem is that he's not a proper surgeon yet. The proper surgeon has taken ill, and so Dr. Kildare has to do it on his own. So he does it, and then she doesn't get any better. Like, she can't regain the use of her hand to twirl her baton. And so there's a big ordeal where they're going to sue Dr. Kildare, and Dr. Kildare's like, oh my gosh, did I do it wrong? But then he takes x-rays and she's healed up just fine. And then we find out that, shocker, she actually doesn't like throwing the baton. She's only doing it because her mother wants her to do it. So once we get that established, then all things are good with Susie the baton twirler. And she is happy again. Because I guess she doesn't like the competition. She likes just twirling. Just let me twirl it, is her argument to her mother. But her mother's like, no, you must compete. But anyway, she ends up just twirling it in the end. That sounds a little dirty. Now, here's my did not finish. This book was so bad. Normally, when you get a book, I was so excited because I've seen Patty Duke before and the Mystery Mansion. And I love these vintage, retro kind of action going on. But this one, the whole premise with the Patty Duke story is that you've got these twins. You've got Patty Duke in the television show playing kind of two roles. She played these two cousins that looked alike. And one of them was very sedate and calm. And the other one was kind of like excitable and out there and everything. And I thought the family was really pretty mean to their own daughter. The excitable one, they were like, oh, she really gets out of hand. And they weren't supportive of her at all. And Patty Duke, I know, has struggled with mental illness. I think she's still alive. I'm speaking about her in the past tense, but I hope she's still alive. I think. I'll have to check. But anyway, in this one, she really, I can see why she's suffering from mental illness if she grew up in that kind of environment. Because I thought they were harsh, man. I thought they were harsh on her, and so I just put it down. I didn't want to read about another young woman struggling with her family dynamics because, what does that remind me of? And maybe I shouldn't have said that, but, well, we all have to speak our truth at one point or another. Well, this was my first Flosstube, and it's a little bit short because I'm nervous, but I will be doing my booktube one in just a couple of weeks. I'm going to do it on William Shakespeare, and there's a lot of research going on that. And I'm not going to tell you anything you don't probably already know, but that one's going to be a fun one because we're going to look at different kinds of Shakespeare books, not books that Shakespeare wrote, but books that are written about William Shakespeare, which I think is going to be exciting. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. And I've started to post a few things on Instagram. Oh, I forgot to say, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. My videos are getting out there. They're starting to get recommended. I'm having a blast. I hope you guys are having a blast too. Please like or subscribe and leave me a comment about anything that you've seen here today. Did I go too fast? Did I go too slow? You know, you Flosstube girls, you know what you're doing, and I want to be like you because you're cool. Anyway, that's all I've got to say at the moment. I forgot. You can find me on Instagram at Meg_Perdue. That's spelled Perdue 68. So check me out on Instagram. I've just started kind of posting on it, so don't expect too much. I'm not here yet, kind of here. All right, well, I'll catch you next time. Thank you.